I described to you that magical place in Kirizawa. After we left the magical place in Kirizawa and had gone on to visit other places in Japan, like Kyoto, we went back to Tokyo, Japan, because it was now time for us to leave and return to the United States. They had loved a hotel called the Hotel Okura, and the presidential suite of the Hotel Okura was about the size of a soccer ball field. In fact, John and I did play soccer in the living room of this suite. You've never seen anything like this thing. I mean, this thing just went on forever. While we were at the Okura, one evening Yoko was in a different room or had to leave the building, etc. It's right across the street from the American Embassy. The usual stuff, a glass of orange juice is $97, you know, all this stuff you've heard about what it's like to go to Tokyo and pay the bill. One evening, John had picked up an acoustic guitar and was just strumming it, as he occasionally did. And the sun was setting, and I was sitting in the living room and watching and listening to him. And it's one of those situations where the elevator comes up and opens in the living room area because it's so large, and there was this Japanese couple who somehow went through the security zone or got past the floor that nobody's supposed to get through, and the door opened, and the two of them walked into the living room of the Hotel Okura and looked around, and they noticed that there was a man in the corner playing guitar, and there was another man there, myself, probably having a glass of Chardonnay, and they found a comfortable seat, and the two of them sat down, and I looked at John as if to indicate, should I explain to them that they're in your room? And he seemed fine with it, and he kept playing, and the two of them sat there, and they waited for about 15 minutes. Now, obviously, nobody came by to take their order or ask if they'd like to have anything to drink. So, presuming that service wasn't terribly great at this particular restaurant, it wasn't really a happening crowd, they politely stood up, went back to the elevator, and left. I've told this story on a few occasions, and every time I tell it, I always hope that I'm going to get a letter somehow from this couple who will recall this, but they probably don't understand English, so the message never gets through. Those two people were the last people to ever hear a live John Lennon performance. Those are the last people he ever performed for, and I hope they liked it.